Ethical of Life Science students, welcome back again to Metric Up. Thank you very much for connecting and tuning on. We are moving towards end of the year. We just want to touch every bit and piece of our syllabus. Today, still under plant growth hormones. There is one key concept that I just think that is very necessary for us to talk about it and just have a touch on it, the apical dominance. It's one of the key subject areas hidden anyway, but we're just gonna quickly talk about it right now, and then we know we have covered enough on plant response to the environment. So apical dominance is a phenomenon in plants. It is an expression in plants. It is a phenomenon in plants where the main stem, the apical bud, the main stem suppresses the growth of lateral or side buds. So in other words, what happens is when a seed germinates, the first shoot which comes, which is the central one, the main one, it suppresses the growth of lateral buds. Here we are still talking about plant growth hormones class. We are still talking about plant growth hormones. So I just want to let you understand to say typically example that I can tell you right now is that we are saying the main stem, we are saying the main stem, what it does is that it produces auxins. It produces auxins and then it actually suppresses the development. In this case, I'm just giving to say this is the ground and these are the roots and then this is our stem. So the stem grows tall. Our stem can just grow tall. It keeps on growing tall without having side shoots growing. So in other words, what happens is that this is the main stem that we are talking about. And then we are saying there is no side shoots that can develop. There is no side shoots. Side shoots are suppressed. Side shoots or lateral buds are cancelled out. So they don't exist when we talk about when we're talking about apical dominance. So what this means is that uh, the plant growth is focused upwards. So if I can maybe try to continuously show you here, our plant which you are seeing, I'm saying it is growing from this level, it keeps on growing upwards, it keeps on growing upwards. So now we to understand that the main stem grows taller. It grows taller. The main stem grows taller. And then what we need to understand is that it keeps on growing. It keeps on growing taller. So now it is taller. It is straight. So this is what we are referring to. So the side shoots now remain relatively underdeveloped. I can maybe just want to show you to say, if I'm going to say these are side shoots that I'm showing here, they remain underdeveloped. So side shoots remain, they remain suppressed. They remain underdeveloped. I'm sure if you can remember and relate very well to our subject of plant growth hormones, auxins basically allows plants to grow tall. Auxins is one of their main functions. We are saying at the tip of the stem here, auxins are produced. Auxins are produced. So they keep on, when they are produced, they go down this plant, they move down the stem or they move down the main stem so that it actually suppresses the development of side shoots or they actually remain relatively underdeveloped. So removing the apical bud can release the lateral buds and causing them to grow tall, resulting in bushier plants. So this can also be an investigative question that you can sometimes see to say we have got plant A and B. So I can just say this is B, which we can say that it's a different case. I can say plant B So in plant B, we have got our stem, we have got our plant there, and then what we are saying is that if this part of the stem, the apical bud, if the apical bud, if it is cut off, apical bud cut, if it is cut off, it causes, it releases the lateral buds. It causes the plant to develop side shoots. So if I'm gonna want to let you see this, what we are saying is that if we are going to demonstrate this very well, what happens is that we have got that scenario A where the apical bud is cut off, and then we can now therefore say that we have got plant C. Plant C, what it does is that we have got a plant which has got many side shoots, which is developing shoots. It becomes bushy. It becomes bushy, and instead of it being only one stem, it has got a lot of branches or stems. So we are saying this one, it moves to structure C, whereby many branches develop. Many branches they develop. Many branches develop in C. The reason is because the apical bud has been cut off. The apical bud has been cut off, so therefore it causes the plant to develop many what? It causes the plant to develop many stems. It is no longer growing tall and straight, but you can see then that is a situation in C, which you are seeing a plant that is bushy and shorty. So that is what is happening with regards to the concept of the concept of apical bud that we are talking about. So removing the apical bud class, removing the apical bud, it actually causes the stem, the plant to develop many stems. The plant will develop many stems, and then it can actually become bushier. I'm sure that is what you can see in the previous diagram that I just show you here. So when the stem grows upwards, auxins are produced at the tip. I'm sure this will remember that auxins are produced at the tip of the stem, and then the auxins move downwards and then inhibit the growth of lateral buds. That is if the apical bud is maintained. If apical bud is not removed. If apical bud is not removed, this is the situation that we can have to say that the plant, it grows tall because the auxins move downwards. The auxins move downwards. I'm sure I remember from the demonstration of phototropism, where we say that the stems, they produce the auxins. The auxins, they move from the typical part, from the tip of the stem, and they move downwards, causing the flexibility and the growth of the stems. So in this case again, what we are saying is that if the apical bud is not removed, if it is not removed, the auxins are produced, and then they inhibit the growth of lateral They inhibit the growth of lateral buds there. So auxins thus promote apical dominance. Auxins promote apical dominance to say that the main stem remains growing strong, remain growing up strong, tall and straight. So as a result, apical dominance, growth of the lateral branches closer to the tip of the stem is inhibited. We now have a situation whereby a stem will grow as in the situation that is A, which I talked about here, to say there are no stems that can grow close to the main stem because they are inhibited as a result of what? As a result of auxins. So lateral branches close to the tip of the stem is inhibited by auxins, resulting in them being shorter than the lateral branches lower than the stem. So we are saying this results in tempered growth of the stem, wider at the bottom but narrower at the top. That's what we are saying, to say that the stem or the plant becomes wider bottom but narrower at the top because the auxins are produced, and then it is keeping on growing taller and stuff. So now we have got this main question that I want us to remember and to relate very well. What happens when the tip is removed? Tip of the stem. We are talking about the tip of the stem. We are talking about apical bud. Apical bud glass. That is what we are talking about. If apical bud is removed, what happens? Once the tip of the stem is removed, auxins are removed as well. Immediately the tip of the stem is removed, the auxins are removed. So lateral branches begin to grow as well. Lateral branches will begin to grow. That is why you see the situation which I said you see there with a bushy plant that I showed. This is helpful, and therefore one key question that I want us to, one key idea and concept that you need to understand is that removing the tip of the stem, or removing the tip, the apical body, cutting it off, it is a very advantageous practice in terms of agricultural practice. When we are in agriculture, is mostly in citrus plants and so forth, in fruit business. So when the tip is removed, it is helpful, it is very helpful, it is useful in the fruit industry, where plants are kept short. Plants are kept short with more lateral branches. I'm sure this is very economical and very strategic. What does it do? It results in more fruit being produced, because the more the stems, the more the branches, the more the fruits can be produced. So the cutting off of the lateral of the apical body, it remains an advantage in fruit industry, because more fruits are produced. More fruits are produced. In addition, fruits are closer to the ground, therefore easier for picking or harvesting. That the fruits are closer to the ground, which is which is an advantage in terms of time management. When it comes to harvesting class, harvesting becomes very easy. So this is a concept which is sometimes hidden and sometimes not quite straightforward when it comes to the concept of plant growth hormones, the issue to do with the auxins. So let us just understand that it is very important practice in keeping the trees short, and also the emergence and production of many lateral branches, which will result in more fruits being produced, and also making the tree shorter uh, in terms of harvesting processes. And then I want us just to look at main stem dominancy, which is the one that we are talking about. The apical bud, usually at the tip of the stem, produces hormones, primarily the auxins that inhibit the growth of lateral buds. I'm just saying these terms are concepts or terms that you might also see in life science or in question papers. Main stem dominance. Explain what is main stem dominance, and also how does it work in terms of the inhibition of lateral buds. It is still the same part that we are referring to, the apical body, the tip of the stem that produces auxins that inhibit the growth of lateral buds below it, because they are produced at the tip and they move downwards, suppressing those lateral buds growth. And then lateral buds inhibition, auxins move downwards and prevent the lateral buds from being, from developing into branches. That is lateral bud inhibition as a function, as a function uh, of what? Of auxins that we are talking about. Auxins, they actually move downwards and then prevent the lateral buds from developing into branches. That is why you see they are sometimes forming, but they always remain relatively short or relatively underdeveloped, and they dry off as a result of what? Of the auxins that are produced. So release of apical dominance. release of apical dominance. If the bud is removed, the apical bud is removed by pruning or any other ways damaging, or it might have been eaten off by browsers, animals that feed on plants and vegetation. Most importantly, the source of inhibitory hormone is eliminated, and the lateral buds are released from inhibition. You understand? So this is quite a very important concept class that I am saying. You need to understand that it relates very well in experimental situations where you see a plant that has been browsed, or that has been pruned, or that has been damaged, and therefore the apical bud has been removed. And then you are explaining the release of apical dominance, the release of apical dominance, which is caused because of the pruning or the damage that might have happened. Therefore, the inhibitory hormones are also eliminated as that happens, and we are saying the lateral buds are released from inhibition. They are liberated from growing. They are given the space to grow. They are promoted. They are stimulated now. They are no longer regulated or prohibited because of the hormones that were supposed to be produced from the what, from the apical bud there. So bushier growth is the final thing that remains when a plant has been when the apical bud is cut off. Once released, the lateral buds can start to grow, leading to increased branching and bushier appearance. So bushier growth, it is a condition caused, it is caused by removal of apical bud, removal of apical bud. It is the one that is causing the bushier growth that we explained already. And many, it is just a plant having many branches, which causes it to appear bushier. And then NB, take note of removal of the tip of the stem stops apical dominance. Classy, I hope that this has made quite good sense to you. It's just a small concept, but very relevant when it comes to plant growth hormones. I'm sure that you need to keep understanding and keep informed that this is a small concept in its own sense, but it is quite relevant and important when it comes to plant response to the environment. Please refer again to previous previous presentations, previous videos, which the geotropism and phototropism are explained with regards to plant growth and plant response to the environment. Thank you very much for your time, and keep connected. Don't forget to subscribe and also to share the videos, like and comment to grow our channel. We said one-stop channel for our academic success. Together, Metric Hub can make us go further. Thank you very much, and all the best in all the exams and academic activities to come.